I hadn't slept in days. The exhaustion was a constant weight, a consequence of a life spent running around, chasing loose ends. I blamed the insomnia on the stale motel air, the thin walls, and the mind's habit of conjuring shadows. But then the phone began to ring. It was always late. 11:27 p.m. on the dot. The red digits on the clock flared like an accusation just before the shrill ring. The first night, I picked it up on instinct. Nothing. Just breathing. Not a prank. This was deep, steady, deliberate, a slow, ragged inhale and exhale that filled the entire line. I waited, said hello more than once, but when no reply came, I hung up. It felt less like a wrong number and more like a test, a signal from someone who knew my business. A competitor trying to scare me maybe. The next night, it happened again. Same time. Same breath. By the third night, I was desperate. I clipped the phone line, thinking that would stop it, but the next morning, the red light blinked on the answering machine, a single, unread message. I pressed play. Breathing. My skin prickled as if the sound came from inside the room. The air smelled of damp earth and rust, and I swore I heard a dragging noise behind that breath, as though the caller wasn't alone. I tried everything. I changed the number, paid in cash, and drove 300 miles to a new motel. My new number was unlisted, a clean slate. But at 11:27, it rang. The breathing became a constant. It crept into my dreams, waking me in a cold sweat. I heard it outside the window, inside the walls, a presence hovering just behind me when I turned too fast. Then tonight, for the first time, there was a voice. I picked up, trembling, my throat dry as sand. At first it was the usual breath, but then it shifted, forming words, wet and broken, like lungs full of soil. A familiar cadence, a low rumble I hadn't heard in years. "You've been sloppy." The phone slipped from my hand. My heart pounded so hard I thought it would break my ribs. That voice. I knew that voice. A hollow, familiar rasp I hadn't heard since the last time I tied up a loose end. "I know where you put me." My mind went blank, except for one, final, terrifying memory, the shovel in my hands, the cold, fresh earth, and a guttural, final rasp. "I killed you."